GPT-5 was supposed to be OpenAI's biggest win. Instead, it turned into an embarrassing launch. Users were disappointed within 24 hours. Sam Altman had to promise bringing back the old model. This is how the most hyped AI release of 2025 crashed and burned. OpenAI hyped GPT-5 as having PhD-level intelligence, the model that will finally deliver on all their promises. But here's the problem. Sam Altman had overpromised before. AGI by 2025, revolutionary breakthroughs always just months away. Developers were getting skeptical. With $500 billion on the line, everyone was watching. I went to OpenAI's summer meetup just after the launch. Without any presentation, they gave us 10 minutes for questions. And when people ask technical questions, the answers feel very invasive and careful. August 7, 2025, the launch day finally arrived. By then, Claude 4.1 was crushing into the code, and Gemini had its massive context window. Even Grok was making bold claims. GPT-5 needs to prove it belonged with some big players. The launch presentation was a mess from the start. OpenAI showed its benchmark charts where a 52.8% score had a bar twice as tall as 69.1%. But that was just the beginning. Live demos crashed. The models couldn't solve basic algebra problems. This was supposed to be the PhD-level intelligence, remember? OpenAI really wants to steal coding market share from Claude. They've been watching Claude Code making $400 million in just 5 months. Every major coding assistant was using Claude by default. GPT-5's benchmark numbers look decent, 74.9 versus Claude's 74.8 on SWE bench. But being slightly better on paper isn't when you are trying to dethrone the king. Claude already have developer trust and enterprise contracts. GPT-5 felt more like catching up than taking over. To make GPT-5 more rational, OpenAI had stripped away a lot of friendliness, but users absolutely hated the change. They missed GPT-4o's warmth and conversational style. Then, OpenAI made their biggest mistake. Without any warning, they completely removed the model selector. No more GPT-4o, no more O3. You are stuck with GPT-5 and the thinking mode, whether you like it or not. The backlash was so intense that within 24 hours, Sam Altman was on damage control, promising to bring back GPT-4o back. Let's talk about what GPT-5 could actually do. The math benchmarks looks pretty impressive, around 94.6% on AIME 2025. That's seriously competition-level mathematicals. But then the users started testing real problems. Simple algebras like linear equations, GPT-5 showed all the work perfectly, but somehow got a wrong number. It could handle graduate-level math competitions, but failed at elementary subtraction. That's the weird thing about these AI benchmarks. The models can ace incredibly hard tests, but stumble on stuff a middle schooler could solve. In coding, there was a context problem. GPT topped out at 200k tokens, while Gemini 2.5 Pro handled a million. For most of the code bases, that difference really matters. To be fair, GPT-5 did fix some real problems. Hallucinations dropped by 45% compared to GPT-4o. It was generally more reliable with basic facts. The pricing was also aggressive. $1.25 per million tokens puts in the competition with everyone except the budget models. These are really the solid improvements. GPT-5 reception points to something bigger happening in AI. For years, the industry believed in a simple formula. More computes plus more data equals to exponentially better results. But what if that's not true anymore? The AI field is growing up. We're moving from impossible promises to actually useful applications. Real competition is finally here. Claude, Gemini, and even Grok are all building generally good tools. AI is incredibly powerful, but it's not magical. And maybe accepting that reality is a first step towards building something truly lasting.